boundary adjustment. I still haven't anything concrete other than what we're supposed to take it on the 15th to their council, so that's another thing we'll be dealing with in January. And I did finally get the contract amendment back from the Water Development Board, and it's all been approved by them, and we're ready to go on that. Everything's been going well with that. We hadn't had to fall under that at all since, because our manganese level has stayed low. And you got a census appreciation if you want. And,
How did we turn out?
well, I don't know exactly.
Okay.
All I know is they thanked us.
Okay.
I think the people that worked on that for us here in Red Roach did a good job, especially considering the times that we live in. That all happened right at the time.
Yep.
They straight opened their door.
Yep.
That's all I got now.
All right, we'll move on to item number 16, which is an update on substandard properties at 5901 Black Oak, 1605 Yale, and 1701 Yale.
That will be Mr. Shelley.
Let me start by saying congratulations to Chief Sylvander on his 25th anniversary. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thanks, sir.
Some of this here, 1605 deal, not a lot has changed on this since the last update. What we talked about last, keep showing work left complete on this one. Sheet rock, setting fixtures, setting up debris and improving the CO. They have a permit through January 22nd, and he's confident that we finished ready for a CO inspection prior to that.
Curb appeal is much changed.
1701 jail, work left to complete is sheet rock, setting fixtures and improving the CO. That permit expires on the 8th of January, and it didn't seem so like, given the progress they've made, they should be able to finish before the permit expires. 59, I'm not sure where it's at, 5901 Black Oak. He spoke with family on the 9th of November, that would like time to repair. He's not had any contact with him since then. There's 20 days left until the substandard order that went out originally expired. We'll be bringing that back to you guys in January for a council order. But he said we'll get in contact with family and get something worked out right.
So he hasn't,
That's all I have on the report.
the reason I'm asking this, and I got asked today at 5901, he had said he was gonna go in there and inspect, so he hasn't had a chance to do that, correct?
Based on the report he has given me, that is correct. He has not been in contact with the family ever since November 9th.
Well, we've been in contact by a developer, is why I'm asking, about that whole section down there.
I don't have anything here related to that. As I said, the last thing I have from him was contact from a family member on November 9th, asking for time to repair it.
Okay.
I'm happy to do my best to answer any questions anyone has.
Hearing none, thank you, Chief. We'll move to item number 17, which is the update, an update from staff on amending Article 3.12 signs of the River Oaks Code of Ordinance.
Well, I did, but I found out where in 2018, we did some things with portable signs that we just hadn't really been enforcing, so we stepped up enforcement on that. That doesn't change the fact that there's a whole lot of other things in the signs we want to do, but there's some new case law out right now that has got everybody wanting to totally change their sign ordinance. Correct, Betsy?
Right, there's a Supreme Court case, the Reed case, that came out a few years ago, and there's been a recent, Texas Supreme Court case that reinforces that, and, basically, the rule, and I'm not the sign expert in my firm, that would be my partner Fritz, and he's gonna be looking at the sign ordinances to see if we need to amend any of them to reflect, new and very strict rules that, are now gonna be, applied to sign ordinances. For example, the general rule has always been that if you're going to regulate or prohibit a sign, you can't have the content of the sign be relevant. And what the courts have now done is strengthen that rule, and basically, if you have to read the sign to determine if it is a legal sign, then most likely your sign ordinance is not legal. So we give you time, manner, and place, but we can't have different rules for different types of content on signs. And so, everybody is gonna be looking at the sign ordinances with, more care right now.
Aren't we,
So you can
aren't we more worried about material and
sign, but not content, is that it?
Time, manner, and place, and there's always, if you are looking at, if you have a regulation that does in some manner regulate content, for example, a real estate sign as opposed to a, dog for sale sign or something, or, the Yankee sign ordinances do distinguish what signs in that regard, and we're just gonna have to look and be very careful that our sign ordinance is not being unconstitutional in light of any case law.
aren't we more worried about design and, not having tarps up at signs or painting on the, more than we were content anyway?
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that our sign, I don't think our sign ordinance says anything about content.
No, I didn't.
Unless it would be on the political end, but then even if you try to do political, as long as it's across the board, I think, it's a big issue. Are you gonna speak?
Well, I didn't like, and I'll say now, because I don't have a vote, I didn't like, I'm not saying that I thought it was illegal, but I didn't think we needed to be in the business of regulating political signs 3 or 4 years ago, however long that's been now that we passed that ordinance. So I don't know if that's one of the things that's being referred to or not, but.
What are we looking at, was it?
Many
We'd like to do away with the
regulation of political signs.
I think,
A lot of our cities are declining to regulate political signs.
I don't know. I don't have large set of signs.
That's the content. That's the content issue.
But as long as you're across the board, isn't that what?
Right. And again, I am not the expert in this. Fritz has put in your time note for what's called a substitution clause. And I haven't looked at the sign ordinance recently, so and I apologize, but that substitution clause provides that a regulation that applies to a commercial sign also applies to a non-commercial sign.
And we have that in there, I believe.
We do have that in there.
I think we have more trouble with the temporary signs, and these black signs are staying up longer than the, what I would call a permanent sign.
Yeah. And
I think that's the biggest concern.
And so that is something you can't regulate.
2-year grand opening signs. Going out of business. Going out of business for 2 years. Okay.
But we have started enforcing what we have. I've got code that's working on that now, and they've got quite a bit done in this last week, 10 days at least, to get the signage together as to what is impacted, and we're talking to the people. But I just wanted y'all to know that's step one until we can get this together and get it back to you.
Oh, thank you. don't think we're worried about content as we are appearance.
Yeah, it's all cluttered up, I think